Hey guys, welcome back to another What If. Today we're doing part 15 to what if Kurama's chakra turns Naruto into a female. Whew, if you didn't understand nothing that I said, well, there's the title right in front of you, or the title down below, and the picture right in front of you that says what this is. Anyway, if I can do one more part to this series, so if you guys want a part 16, then this would be the what if with the most parts, maybe not the longest running series, as longest running would be, say, part 1 with all the parts all the way up until that part, and then say add up all their length, so from anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get into this. What if 3 months would go by as well? In those 3 months, Naruto had got her. I think she maybe have had a 4th tail, or if not, she got a 4th and 5th tail, and she'd also managed to just barely gain control over Kurama's 4th tail. Kurama did very much tell her that it will be ridiculously hard, and it had taken her up until just a day before to barely gain control. But now that she just barely has control over the 4th tail, the progress will be increasing. But yeah, though she knows she's probably not gonna use Kurama's 4th tail up until she truly has somewhat mastered it. In other words, able to somewhat shapeshift into, well, not shapeshift, but pull, say, the chakra in and turn into a 4-tailed Kurama. So, yes. Anyway, nothing really much has happened. They'd continued to take C ranks and almost hardly now do any D ranks, as and Husanid somewhat had been thinking to just straight up promote all three getting into chunin, as they've been doing a load of C ranks, and maybe not a load, they've been doing maybe say a C rank every they would complete a C rank, then they would have, say, depending on the length of the mission, if it was a week, then they would have, say, if it was gone for 7 days, so a full week, they would have 2 days of rest before they would leave for another C rank. Or if it only lasted, say, 5 days, a day, then they would only get a day, and then the second day they'd generally do a bit of training before they would once again head off to do another C rank. So, they somewhat did more, say, low to medium by around the end of the 4th month, the start of the 5th month of being Team 7, being a Genin team, being Genins. They had started shifting into mainly doing medium to high C ranks. So medium to high just meant it was more likely to go up against bandits. High C ranks generally meant they had the highest chance of going against bandits, to even having the highest chance of being a low B rank, and they'd ended up taking, say, they'd end up with 4 to 5 C ranks, high C ranks that were B ranks, low B ranks. So yeah, they'd done around, say, 6 to 7 B ranks in total, with I think maybe around like 10 to 15, 16 C ranks maybe, or more. No, that wouldn't make sense. Don't think that would. No, it wouldn't, would it? I don't know. Okay, scratch what I just said, because that definitely won't add up. If they've only got 3 weeks left, doing a C rank a week would give them 12. Yeah, that wouldn't add up, so never mind. Though, here's what I was thinking of, actually. Well, they'd done... they'd done 10 C ranks and 2 B rank missions. And, don't forget on top of the missions they've already done. Which, anyway. So, they would walk in knowing that, Sasuke and Sakura and Naruto herself, they'd walk in knowing that they were, or at least out of the rookie 9, they were the strongest Genin team. That has out of the rookie 9, so out of the 2 other teams of the rookie 9 team, 8 and 10, none of them had done, I think, 13, 14, 15 missions, or C rank and above, 16, missions or above. Their first mission outside the village was an A rank. So, yes, they had quite the experience and were quite strong. Plus, they could easily be upgraded to an A or even S rank threat if Naruto were to enter into a Jinchuriki state, or into a Kitsune state and pull on and use her all. Of course, should more or less use all of her. She wouldn't hold back, so she'd use all 5 tails worth of strength. So yes, anyway, they'd walk in and they would walk straight past the illusion hack. Someone wouldn't even recognise it. They'd look at the crowd, look at the door and go, that's odd, and would carry on. Someone wouldn't realise that they'd had so much experience, especially with Kakashi putting them under low-level genjutsu, that for Sasuke and Sakura they were immediately dispelling it unconsciously, and Naruto had Kurama to immediately dispel any genjutsu, but still it also worked the same with all that training. She also became adept to naturally somewhat just release genjutsu, especially as she's a sensor type. She can somewhat sense, and had gotten good enough that she can. She was already blinding at her own chakra signature, but obviously she could close her eyes and obviously she would be the center of where all the chakra is based around her, and as such, if she could see somebody else's chakra in the middle, which would be her, she knew she was under a genjutsu as well. So more advanced genjutsus, it would still somewhat take a second or two, but she could dispel them, especially wide range, aerial jutsu. She can easily dispel them. But they'd walk past and Lee would somewhat see this and would want to spar against them. And that because he's part of Team 7, the only Genin team to have an A rank as their first ever mission outside the village, and to come back alive and all together and stronger. Obviously they'd come back stronger and more unified as a whole. And they and somewhat well, now to go, hey guys, think we should somewhat speed up, and Sasuke go, why? And Sasuke go, what? Yeah, what's up, Naruto? It's unlikely you two want to get there as soon as possible. True, but we've got someone following us, and I don't exactly, want to be sparring at this moment. That someone just nod and go, well, both our hands are free. Should someone grab both of them and quickly somewhat launch off faster than Lee can, somewhat trying to keep up faster than Lee can move, and Lee would have to take off his weights to run at full speed, or enter the 8 in the gate switch, or at least use either like one of the 8 gates. But yeah, and he was just about to run while one of his teammates had shook their heads at Lee and saying, just no, don't, there's no point. Yeah. He would somewhat just sighed dejectedly as he really wanted to spar. But, oh well. And yeah, they would then somewhat meet up with Kakashi, which would be the person stopping them currently from entering the Kakashi would go, hi, it's good that you all came. They'd somewhat nod and go, well, Sasuke would go, well, of course, since they would all come. We've all been doing all those C ranks, and even the 2 B ranks that we were on, or got the privilege of taking part in. More so, it had been upgraded from the C rank to a B rank low, but still. And yeah, and so Kakashi would go, well, enter, and hopefully maybe one or even all of yous, hopefully all of yous will be promoted to chunin, but if not, and only 1 or 2 of you get promoted, to be happy for the ones that did get promoted, and just see what you did wrong and try and improve where you went wrong. They would somewhat nod and he'd go, well, you may enter. As Kakashi would step aside as they would open the door, as a somewhat blast of killing intent would somewhat hit them, as Sasuke and Sakura would just somewhat stare back, and Naruto would just yawn and go, what was that? Oh, yeah, what was that? Like, was somebody trying to wake me up? And then I'm pretty sure I'm awake. Sakura would somewhat just chuckle slightly, and she'd go, well, should I show them what a true killing intent feels like? Sakura would go, I don't know, maybe you should go easy on them, and Sasuke would go hate-sen, go all out, I would say. And I'd go, Kurama, how much do you think? Well, going all out would probably cause all of them to pass out, and who knows who'd appear. So, I don't know, hold back, but like maybe say like a tail's worth of killing intent. Okay. And yeah, people still ended up passing out. As some would pass out, some would pee themselves, some would even poo themselves. Yeah. Though almost everyone had somewhat agreed, leave that team alone. Yeah, they may look like they're fresh getting, but they clearly aren't fresh. Like, some of them thought maybe they were doing like a genjutsu, and that they were actually already chunin or even jonin, or they were genin, but like they've been genin for 2 or 3 years and only now felt like they should, they feel like they should be promoted, something like that. Anyway, and well, they'd somewhat enter. A couple of seconds later, Kiba and Team 8 and Team 10 would enter, as well as Kiba would say, would somewhat say, hello. Oh look who we've got here, the gang's all back together, the Ricky. Is was it Kiba who said also that he's heard that people have started calling that group the Rookie 9 or something like that. Anyway, yeah, because a couple of somewhat seconds or minutes would, a minute or so would pass as Kabuto would then somewhat come over and go, you guys should really learn to be quiet, you're making quite a lot of attention for yourselves. Naruto would somewhat just look out at him and go and says the one who's a chunin here, hey? Kabuto would go, I'm no chunin, I failed this. I think this is my 6th time doing it. And that would put Sasuke and Sakura on high alert to not trust this person. Kabuto would somewhat be thinking, how the heck does she know? How is she? How did she know who? Damn it. And it's because I've been doing this a good amount of time. I've collected some information, some of the teams who would take place and that. Sasuke would somewhat think for a second before going, how about Gara off the sand? He'd somewhat blink, that's no fun, but would somewhat speak about Gara's kind of mission record, and that he was the of his mission record, and that he hasn't had any injury, even on none of them have taken no injury. He's taken no injury even on an 8-rank mission, though. To be frank, you could also consider Naruto or Sasuke or Sakura hadn't taken no. Okay, maybe not Sasuke, but either Naruto or Sakura to take any damage on their first 8-rank mission, considering up until the point where it was upgraded to an A rank, it was only a B. So she'd say somewhat gotten hurt on the C to B rank, upgraded it to B, then she was healed, and then it was upgraded to an A rank, but she was already healed and fine. So yeah, it's somewhat up to you guys. But yeah, from that one mission though, they haven't had any injuries since on their mission. Sasuke and Naruto haven't. Sakura on the other hand did start to get injured a lot more, but that was because obviously she was training, pushing herself to become better, to not hold them back, as she did quickly realise she was the weakest link of their entire team. Naruto had the fox and her own kind of unique kitsune chakra. Sasuke had his Sharingan, and she was somewhat feeling a bit out of place between them, though both Sasuke and Sakura Naruto had both somewhat looked at her and said, 3 months ago, after they'd returned from delivering, being the Kazekage and his 2 sons and 1 daughter, his 2 sons and daughter, his children, back to Sasuke, as it came to redo ahead of time the what's it called? The alliance, the something papers, I forget. The treaty. That's it. That treaty. And yeah, of course. The second they'd noticed, the snake signing Orochimaru in Suna, they'd immediately set word to, of course, to Konoha, and Konoha had sent Jiraiya. Well, yeah, Hizune told Jiraiya, who had immediately went to Sasuke and had, well, somewhat stayed there for a good month and a half, 2 months. Which, of course, made the snake signing somewhat cursed, because he couldn't kill Sasuke, he couldn't kill the third Kazekage, and that's kind of like fake be him to somewhat make, say, to obviously have Suna and his Sound Village allied to attack Konoha, and he knew the other great villagers weren't stupid enough to ally with him, not against Konoha. Yeah, they weren't that stupid to, even if they may possess more than one Jinchuriki, they weren't that stupid. They knew the Nine Tails was the strongest tailed beast, and that if said Nine Tails Jinchuriki could walk with its tailed beast, then they wouldn't stand a chance. Pretty much a four-tailed. If Naruto was if Naruto had the same skills as, say, Killer Bee, or same life experience, same level of life experience as Killer Bee, then, and she only had, say, the four tails, and she had only managed to then unlock the fourth tail or master the fourth tail of Kurama's chakra, she'd still would manage to outbeat Killer Bee, as the fourth tail is pretty much roughly equal to somewhat half of the fox's strength. Yeah, around half. I know 4.5 tails is worth it, is somewhat, because all of them has, I generally think, say, 9 tails is the 1 through 8 tails, or add them all their power up together and then times it by 2. That's how I see Kurama being, because if Kurama can take, obviously, tailed beast bombs kind of channeled into one, and just make say the same size and only having half of it and launching it into the sky, pretty much somewhat overpowering it and launching it off into the sky. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Kurama's at least Kurama's full power is double all 8-tailed beasts together. So yeah. Anyway, I somewhat forgot what I was going off about, but yeah. Alright, so Garrod somewhat then set appear next to I forgot his name, Kabuto, and would somewhat whisper into his ear, if you ever reveal my information again, I'll kill you. As Garrod would somewhat somewhat trail up Kabuto's leg just to make sure Kabuto did very much realise. Because Kara had immediately realised once. Of course, Sasuke had said that somewhat out loud. He'd picked up and realised Sasuke had somewhat said this in that way to pretty much, well, for one, attract Gaara over, but also so that obviously if this information was correct, then he was clearly a spy. And yeah, because Kabuto would somewhat freeze up and would then somewhat go, and yeah, tomorrow encounter would come over and would say hi to pretty much hi to Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura. More so Naruto, as they'd obviously gotten to know Naruto a lot more than Sasuke and Sakura. They were friends with Sasuke and Sakura. They were just even better friends with Naruto. So yeah, anyway. Yeah. The first exam would somewhat go relatively the same. Though the only thing difference with Kurama, obviously with Naruto and with Naruto, with Kurama working with Naruto, Naruto would be able to do the entire paper, and with somewhat right at the back, Kabuto, in somewhat Anbu code, Kabuto is a spy, possibly working for Orochimaru, as well. Here's a day or two before the Genin exams, Hiruzen had called them and called specifically Team 7 and had told them that Orochimaru could end up say being in the chunin exams, as he'd been spotted around sooner, and yeah, so he would very much most likely try and say attack the village, possibly during the third part of the exam, maybe sometime before or that. So be careful and be fast and strong, and of course if you can, meet up with your friends from Suna and go together, because he's probably got his eye on 3 people, and Naruto would say, so I'm guessing Sasuke is one of them, who's in mid somewhat nod, and then possibly me and Gaara, as we're both Jinchuriki, and as such they try and control us to attack Konoha. Here's a mid nod once again in confirmation. Sakura would go, come on, how comes nobody's wanting me? Then somewhat just Kakashi who's in Sasuke and Naruto, someone just drop out what she said. Yeah, and they would someone just look at her like, we don't want this attention. Yeah, and Sasuke would go, Sakura, this is bad attention, not good. So what? At least someone's after you. It's like, yeah, but that's even worse if they're after us. That's an S rank missing in Sakura. He could easily kill. Well, he could probably easily kill us. Well, you mean easily kill me and Sasuke, not you? Huh? Why would you say? Well, because you have, the 9 tails. the nine-tailed fox inside of you, so you can pretty much heal a stab through the heart. Possibly, I don't know. Can you? Not go. I'm just going to go. Well, depends on your somewhat state. Kurama. Not to think. Well, yeah. What I mean by state is your chakra. Well, not your chakra state, but the chakra cloak you're in. If you're in like 1 tails of my chakra, then there's a chance. 2 tails, again, there's a higher chance. 3, even higher. 4, yeah, they could stab you all you want and you won't die. And then obviously there's your own kitsune form. Well, the second you're in the first tail, or I think once you're in the 5th tail, 4th or 5th tail, you can pretty much heal it instantly. But again, the more tails you get, the faster your healing ability on just a single tail increases as, well, yeah, percentage may slightly lower, but healing factor increases. Depends on the tail, the amount of control over my tails I have. Naruto would somewhat say, Hizen would somewhat just blink and would somewhat be slightly confused. Kakashi, Sasuke and Sakura though would somewhat just nod. Yeah. Though anyway. Yeah. So yeah. After she'd written that, she'd somewhat just sat back, relaxed. Ippiki had seen that and had somewhat thought, she's given up. And wow, yeah, he was pretty surprised once he went around collecting the papers that when he came to where Naruto was sitting, that he'd looked at the paper and he'd went, damn, all those alright, flipped it over, those all are, as he'd go, I need to tell Hokage-sama about this now. As he would then sent into the, Hizen's office and would pretty much show him and tell him. Well, yeah, he would just show him immediately the paper. And yeah, of course, they were already, though, in the forest of death. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, we're not, I think it'd be like a minute or two, no, it'd be obviously once Anko had left with the others, so say 10, 15 seconds after they'd all left, he'd started going around picking up the papers. Or about 5-10 seconds after they'd left, all left, he'd started picking up the papers. Yeah, around that. And, well, yeah, because he'd finished picking them all up before going off to Hizen. So anyway, so yeah, they were somewhat already either at the forest of death or going to. Anyway, a minute or two after, as somewhat obviously, everyone that signed the wager signed it, and they would somewhat get their scroll and would go out the gate. Sasuke and Sakura would go would somewhat look at Naruto, and would somewhat look at her and go, so what's the plan? What are we going to be doing? Well, hit them fast and, hit them strong and fast. So, though, what are we going to be doing? Well, we'll somewhat stay at, the edge of our game. I'll send 1,000 clones out of that. I'd send 1,000 clones out, and have, 500 of them will be standard clones, and another 500 will be reinforced clones. I would send No, I'll send 900 clones out, and of course, 300 of them will be me, 300, obviously 300 of them will be me, 300 will be, you, Sakura, and 300, and the other 300 will be Sasuke. And also 150 of them will, 150 will be reinforced clones. Yeah, 150 of them will be reinforced clones, meaning they can take a good, say, 2 or 3 hits before dispelling. They would somewhat all nod and go, and I'm somewhat hoping that one of the reinforced clones, and the first one, pretty much the first one out of the ones that would get a scroll that we need will somewhat make a clone. That clone will then immediately dispel, pretending all the others to dispel, and then that team will somewhat group will go, hopefully another team, or us, will somewhat meet up with hopefully Gara, and I will make and dispel a clone once we're with Gara, so all the clones know where we are. Though if we're, obviously on the move towards Gara, and all my clones will, dispel, I will quickly make and dispel a clone, which will just tell them that we're on our way to Gara, meet us there. So, yeah, they'd somewhat just go, okay, as they'd somewhat understand it's better to move in, obviously, groups, or they should possibly work with, their own, leaf nin, but obviously showing that they're willing to team up with another team that's not from Konoha, shows that they can put obviously any hatred or anything that they might have against one another in the past to work together, and that they can also work well with, say, Suna if they ever need to later on, which is a possibility. Anyway, they were, once Anko would shout go, they would all rush in. Of course, all teams except for Team 7, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, they would somewhat walk in. Naruto would make 900 clones, and they would go off. And just short of 15 minutes later, once she'd made all those clones, obviously, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, the real three, had headed off towards Gara, Tamari, and Kankro, the Suna siblings, San siblings. So yeah, and 5-10 minutes later they'd met up, and another 5 minutes later, and a Naruto clone had come back. A somewhat team, or at least a kind of clone Team 7 had come back with a scroll, which would be the scroll they needed. And of course, they told Gara, Tamari, and Kankro what was going on. So after explaining to them, when they were walking towards, not even walking, they were jumping from tree to tree towards the tower, Naruto somewhat could sense something was like a massive build-up of chakra was coming, so she would almost immediately say, hey everyone, hold on to my hands, or hold on to one another's. Sakura being next to Naruto would pretty much clamp both her hands onto, clamp her hand onto Naruto. Sasuke would somewhat just, you better not, you've better have gotten a lot better at, stopping with passengers. Naruto so much stronger. Well, you just have to see, won't you, Sasuke? Sasuke would just somewhat start Naruto, and the Sansons would be confused as Sakura would just say she can run really, really fast, so better to hold on very, very tightly. And with that, Sansons would somewhat just hold on to her hands and not go, well, good, we're all ready, now let's go. As she would shatter the sound barrier travelling at Mach 5. Of course, she can run, Uzumaki can run that fast. And the reason why, besides on the ability to be able to channel chakra throughout the entire, at least, they can travel that fast because they can produce a small, very thin, but very heat resistant chakra barrier around them and whatever object they may be touching that could, so said person, so them and said object can travel at the speed, whatever speed they will be moving at. Anyway, they'd shot past the snakes, and he knows Orochimaru wouldn't see pretty much nothing, though he would feel and hear a massive just sonic boom, which would be quite painful of. And Sasuke pretty much just before they'd shut off, Naruto told Sasuke, grab a stick and hold it just somewhat straight out, but loosely, as we're going to go very close to, Sasuke had somewhat just nodded with a smirk and grabbed the branch and held a branch loosely, and being smacked in the face at Mach 5 with a just wooden stick is going to a wooden branch is really going to hurt. So though they'd arrive at the tower with the 3 days to spare, they would of course walk in and they would throw their they'd somewhat go, so what do we do? They'd somewhat go, while we open our scrolls, I presume, but Sakura go, but didn't she say only when we were in the forest of death, Pinky? Tamari would say back before Sakura could get her words out. Sakura would somewhat just glare at Tamari, but Naruto and Sasuke would open theirs and throw them out, and I think, and whoever in the sooner siblings had their scrolls would do the same. And so Baki and Iruka would somewhat come, though Baki had somewhat stayed quiet, as Iruka had been in the middle, or somewhat just at the start of class, and was pretty much had somewhat said, now then, for today we have a pop quiz, so the first question, they all somewhat just sweat dropped at how stupid this is somewhat was at the moment. And though they did somewhat take time to answer the questions, funny enough. It was around a good minute and a half after they'd started answering questions did Iruka realise where he was and had well, and very much had the decency to go bright red in embarrassment. And yeah, and well, yeah, that would be the second part of the chunin exams over for Team 7 and Team, I don't know, Sand Siblings, whatever they called. I guess Team Baki. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this part, guys, tell me in the comments down below. If you want part 16, tell me in the comments. And well, not next week, but the week after. So the 16th will be, if you guys want, part 16 will be out then. Well, yeah, the 16th. So yeah, guys, stay safe, have a good day or night, depending on where you are, whatever the time is, and yeah, stay safe and good. Bye.